my friends, and happy Saturday. It is an early Saturday morning, and I am laying in bed updating my website with the doggies, and the cat disappeared. And as always on a Saturday when we don't have to be out at the crack of dawn, my wonderful husband is downstairs making me breakfast in bed. We don't have to leave the house today until about 11 a.m. And we have a crazy day. We have to go to my son's cross-country meet. That's where we're leaving to go at 11. He runs at 12:30. Then we have an anniversary party at 2 o'clock, which of course we're going to be late for, but that's okay. And then home to get a few things done for Andrew, who goes back to school tomorrow, and have dinner. Not sure what's going on eating today because we're not sure about this anniversary party. I'm not sure if they're having food. I'm not sure if they're having like just desserts. I don't know what they're having. So I'm sticking to having my omelet for breakfast. I'll probably take a Built Bar with me to the track meet to get something in my stomach before the anniversary party. Although we do have to come home and get cleaned up and changed. And I'm sticking to my dinner. I'm going to make it. We'll see what happens. If I have to save it for leftovers tomorrow, that'll be fine too. So it's one of those days that I'm not quite sure what's going on, but that's when you adapt and that's when you deal with it. So I am going to finish updating my website for next week and wait for my breakfast to be delivered. My breakfast is delivered. I am so stinking spoiled. So here is my funky looking omelet. I never know what he's going to put in it, but he knows, to keep it low. So he put some Kraft fat-free cheese in it. He put some mushrooms and some peppers. And then there are 4 slices of bacon. So my total breakfast is 2 points for the bacon. Okay, I am going to now get dinner in the crock pot. So I figure I might as well show you how I do it. And it just occurred to me that I'm filming with my phone, and that's where the recipe is. So, hey, let's wing it. First thing we're going to do, 2 pounds of potatoes in the bottom, salt and pepper, and then 1 onion diced small. 1 small onion diced small. And then I'm going to do turkey kielbasa. This is 2 ropes of the Hillshire Farm. You need a big crock pot for this. I probably should have halved it, but with Andrew home, I figure maybe not. And then I'm going to use 2 cans of the big cans, 56 ounces of green beans. And then I'm going to add just a tiny bit of crushed red pepper. I should have added this with the salt and pepper and honestly forgot because I'm in a hurry because we're running late. Ha! Surprise! We're running late. Okay. Notice I added the juice too from the green beans because you always need a little bit of liquid. And seriously, that is it. It takes longer to cut up the potatoes than anything else. I'm going to put it on low for 8 hours, and we'll have dinner when we get home from all of our festivities today. We are at Adam's cross-country race, and they are getting ready to take off. At least I thought they were. False start.
Go in! Get out!
Get out! Get out, Jimmy!
So now our group's gonna go on harder because all the Catholic schools are in it this week.
Come on, Heights!
And here comes Adam right there. Here comes Adam.
And a reminder, all
All right, Adam! Come on, Adam!
Come on, Adam!
All right,
struggling a bit. That is not a good time for him. We are at the anniversary party. You probably can't even hear me. It is very, very crowded. And there is a ton of good food, but I was good. A BLT bite, a caprese skewer, a mini cheeseburger bite, grapes, and a little piece of brie. I'm not even going near the desserts because they look amazing. As does Doug's chicken salad sandwich. So we are on our way home from the anniversary party. I'm not sure if you could even hear me when I was recording because it was very crowded. It was very nice. I did show you my plate. They had all kind of good stuff. They had chicken salad on croissants. They had ham and cheese with a honey mustard on like potato rolls. What else?
Cheese and crackers.
Lots of cheese and crackers. And I showed you, what I had. I had the caprese bites, one of those, one little cheeseburger bite, one little BLT bite. Not even quite sure how to count them. Like the BLT bite had probably a quarter of a piece of bacon on it, a piece of lettuce, a tomato. I'm counting it as 0. The same with the cheeseburger bite. The piece of hamburger was literally the size of a dime. I'll count the caprese skewer as 1 point for the mozzarella ball. And then I had some grapes and that little piece of brie. So I'll just figure out how to point that. I did have 1 bite of a chocolate chip and then handed it off to Doug. What else? Dessert-wise? Cake. They cut the cake in very thin slices. I had 3 bites. 3 bites? Yeah, about 3 bites of cake, and Doug ate the other 3 bites of cake. It was delicious. And 1 bite of a molasses cookie. And 1 bite of a little blueberry thing. So I had 1 little bite of a bunch of stuff. I'll throw some points at it. But a couple cups of tea and a lot of water, and I am very proud of myself on how I did. Because those sandwiches looked really good, but I just, you know what, I can have a ham and cheese sandwich or a chicken salad anytime, and I decided, nope, I'm gonna save my points for dinner because it's Andrew's last night at home, and I'm really looking forward to that crock pot dinner. So it's all good, but we had a really good time. We were able to see family that we haven't seen in a long time because they don't live around us, so it was really, really nice. But now I'm going to go home and check on my dinner, get out of this dress, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do tonight. I know what I'd like to do. I know what I should do. I think what I would like to do is probably gonna win out, which is curl up and read my book. I should work on some craft stuff, but at the end of the night, I just don't feel like it. Tomorrow afternoon, I'll do that once we get Andrew packed up and shipped out, so. That's it, and I will be back to show you my dinner, and I will also show you how I calculate my dinner. I think it's very hard when something's like that in a crock pot. So the beans are 0, so I'm not going to worry about those. The kibasi is 2 points for 2 ounces, I believe. I'll double check it. What I do is I kind of deconstruct it, and I just weigh everything out. I'll weigh out the potatoes, I'll weigh out the kibasi, and that's how I'll calculate the points. Works for me. On my website, on the recipe, I think I have it as 8 points per serving because I kind of like, I put it into a bowl and measured the cups and stuff like that. But for me, it's easier just to weigh everything out, and then I'm nice and accurate. So that's that, and I will talk to you soon and show you my plate. So here's the dinner all done. And guys, it makes a ton. Like the crock pot is still full, and I have the serving bowl full. So I'm just going to show you real quick how I measure mine out. I have my plate on my scale, measuring ounces, and I, zero it out. And then what I'll do is decide how much, how many points I want to spend. So I think I'm going to do 4 ounces of kibasi. Actually, I need to figure out the points on that. I forgot to do that before I started filming. So let me see here. Actually, 4 ounces is going to be a lot. So let's see. Okay, we'll do 3.1 ounces of kielbasa to start. And then I'm going to zero it out again and add my potatoes on. And I'm going to do about 3 ounces of potatoes to start. Close enough. And then with the green beans, they're 0, so I won't even measure those. I'll just plop on however many I feel like eating. I am not a canned vegetable fan, except for the vegetables or the string beans in this recipe. I really, really like the canned string beans in here. Having trouble digging out more string beans. I keep getting all the other stuff with it. And that's how the family eats it. They just dig in and put everything together on their plate. So there we go. I have 3 ounces of potatoes and 3 ounces of kielbasa. So I will figure out the points on that. And I will definitely let you know. And I'll let you know if I decide to have any more. Of course, I didn't think to film this while I was doing it until after the fact. But in the crock pot, I have the Hungry Girl scoopable apple pie going. I will link the recipe down below in the description box. Basically, you just cut up apples, 8 cups of apples. I never measure. Put them in the crock pot and then and then in a bowl you mix 2 tablespoons of cornstarch with 3/4 cup of water. And then her recipe calls for like 3 tablespoons of like a Truvia type sugar. I don't use that. I use 3 tablespoons of the Swerve Brown Sugar. And then a teaspoon of vanilla, a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon. And then I grate in a bunch of fresh nutmeg because I love nutmeg. Dash of salt. I think that's it. Like I said, I'll link the description box in the description box below. Then you just dump it over the apples, mix it well. She calls to cook it 1.5 hours on high. I cook it for about 2.5 on high because that's the consistency that I like. So they're the modifications I make, and I will try to remember to note those below. But it is, if you haven't made this, oh, it is delicious. I like to serve it just in a bowl warmed up. You know, if I don't take it right from the crock pot. But, you know, I store the leftovers in the fridge, and I just like to heat it up for a minute. Sometimes it's 0 points. Sometimes if I have extra points left, I'll put 2 points worth of vanilla halo top on it. Sometimes just a squirt of Ready Whip on it. It is delicious. My entire family loves it. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll make 2-ingredient dough, roll it out and put the filling in, and then air fry it or bake it and make like mock McDonald's apple pies, like an apple pie hand pie. Delicious. So just wanted to show you that. And sorry I didn't show you me making it, but honestly, it's not rocket science. You guys got this. So that's that. So here are the apples all done. I'm trying to show you here. Can you see like that nice caramelization of the sauce? Oh, so good. And yes, they are 0 points. Would I eat more than like a cup of them at a time? No, because just like any other 0 point food, they still have calories. But they absolutely are delicious and definitely worth the little bit of effort it takes. So I'm just going to let them cool all the way down before I put them in the refrigerator. And like I said, I do them for 2.5 hours on high, not 1.5, because I like the softness of them at 2.5 hours. But definitely, if you plan on making these, definitely check it at 1.5 hours. That's what you might like. Okay, so I decided last minute now to make some donuts. Yes, I'm in my pajamas and I'm cooking for you in my pajamas because Andrew and I started talking and we wanted some donuts. So I'm going to make some donuts. So I found the recipe. Somebody in my, up here, Andrew, real life. Somebody in my Facebook group posted the recipe and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks so good. She said they were delicious. I'm so sorry, I forget who it was. But there's 47,000 people in my Facebook group. I can't remember everybody. So anyway, it was a Pound Dropper recipe. So I hopped on over to Pound Dropper's website, looked it up, and we're gonna make it. Now, did I have everything perfectly? No, so I'm gonna fudge a few things and hopefully they turn out okay. If they don't, lesson learned, don't fudge ingredients. I need to read the recipe off of here, so please don't think I'm being rude. Let's get started. Now you can go down, Andrew. First thing it calls for is 1.5 cups of Kodiak. I don't have Kodiak, so we're gonna use birch benders. There's our first substitution, 1.5 cups. Then a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. By the way, these are only 1 point each. That's why I'm making them. 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Oh, this is getting little. Ow. Yeah, I don't measure. It's nutmeg. I love nutmeg. And after that, we need 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. I know I got it out. I didn't, I got the wrong thing out. Told you I'm just throwing this together here. So 1.5 teaspoons. Quarter teaspoon of salt. And that's it for the dry ingredients. So it says to mix those dry ingredients well. Now, oh, I need another bowl. Guess I should have read the directions a little bit better. We're gonna put that aside for now. And like magic, another bowl appears. In this bowl, we're gonna add our wet ingredients. So that is gonna be a 1/4 cup non-fat plain Greek yogurt. Half a cup of pure pumpkin puree. Oops. So a little bit more than 1/2 cup. An egg at room temperature. Now it calls for 1/2 cup of white or brown sugar substitute. I prefer Swerve. I'm out of Swerve, so I'm using stevia. But I'm going to use, I know I put my 1/2 cup out here somewhere. I'm going to use like a 1/4 cup of it, and I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of the Swerve Brown Sugar. So, I don't know, just kind of mixing it up a little bit, 1/2 and 1/2. I do that with cookies a lot, so I figure why not do it with this? Because like my family says, God forbid I make a recipe like it's written. I usually try the first time I'm making something to make it as written, but it doesn't always work. What's next? Okay, brown sugar substitute, vanilla. Makes me crazy. The ingredients list is not in order of the way you use things, and that makes me nuts. Teaspoon of vanilla. A tablespoon of the light melted butter. And a half a cup of water. And it says to whisk until well combined. Now it says gradually add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients and mix until just combine. And then in big bold capital print it says do not over mix. It's critical that you do not over mix the batter. Once you combine the ingredients, the texture of the donuts will be completely off if over mixed. Okay, that freaks me out a little bit because I'm an over mixer. I admit it. I am an over mixer. So gradually add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients and mix until just combined. Okay, gradually. It's got me freaked. Now her picture shows a whisk, so I'm gonna whip out my whisk and mix until just combined. What do you think, cameraman? Is that just combined?
We still got the sides.
How's that? I think that's still just combined. That's what we're doing. Now, they tell you to spray 2 6-cavity donut pans with nonstick spray. I only have 1, so looks like we're doing 2 batches. And it tells you to use a Ziploc bag with the corner cut off to create a piping bag to do it. I have piping bags, so I'm just going to use that. Of course, should I have had it ready? Yup. Do I? Nope. But it's how I roll. That way it gives you a chance to grab a drink or something. A long drink, because now I can't find my cutler. I can't wait to see how many thumbs down I get on this hot mess video. Okay, there we go. Now we're in business. No glasses in the cabinet. Seriously? Because the best way to fill a piping bag is to put it in a glass and fold over the top. All the glasses are in the dishwasher, so we're just gonna fake it till we make it. Okay, it says to fill it halfway up. Okay, I will finish this. I will put them in the oven at 350 degrees for 10 to 13 minutes and show you what they look like when they come out. Okay, so they took 10 minutes in the oven. I let them cool 5 minutes in the pan. And now it says to give them a spray with, I can't believe it's not butter spray. This happens to be the Parquet. Same thing. On both sides. And then I'm going to dip them into stevia mixed with cinnamon. You can choose to use real sugar for this step. And that would be 2 points per donut instead of 1 point per donut. So there is the first batch. They look delicious. I say we give them a taste test. What do you say, Andrew? Give them a taste test? Okay. We're gonna turn you around. Oh, I can't, you're too tall. Okay, there we go. Okay, we are gonna, Andrew and I are gonna give them a taste test.
Not bad. I'm gonna have aftertaste though, but other than that, it sounds good.
Not bad.
Look at that aftertaste though.
That's the stevia.
Yeah.
If I had had Swerve or the monk fruit, it probably wouldn't have been as bad, but I didn't, so.
I mean, it works, I'm not gonna lie.
Not bad. Could be a little bit sweeter for me since it is a donut.
Throw sweet and low in there, maybe that'll work.
Maybe throw a little bit of sweet and low in there because sweet and low is really sweet. Oh, sorry. But not bad. Maybe next time I think I would suck up the extra point and dip them in real sugar. I'm not sure. But, oh, excuse me, not in there. I meant in the batter.
Oh, I thought you meant in here. It would taste better in here.
Anyway.
Let me give this a try.
So that's my donuts. And this is also the end of this vlog because it's late. You know I have to fight with the darn uploads. And I think I might make a cup of tea and have one of these babies. We'll see. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I give them a 7.
I'll give them a 5. But when we put sweet and low on, so they're more like a 6.
Okay, I give them a 6.5, 7. Doug, you want to taste before I end this? Donuts. Pumpkin cinnamon sugar donuts. We might as well get one more opinion. Adam's not here, so we can't get his opinion. Are you coming or not?
Oh, the voice.
They're waiting. Okay, for Andrew giving it a 5, he finished that whole donut off. Just saying.
I put sweet and low on it. Where are they? Try it.
1 point. Pumpkin cinnamon sugar.
Good. Put some sweet and low on it. Tastes better. Good look at her. Nah.
Doug does not have a big sweet tooth at all.
Good.
I give him a 6.5, 7 out of 10. Andrew gives him a 5 out of 10. What's your thought? Great consistency, aren't they?
It is a great consistency. I will not lie.
Take another bite, but I'm gonna say an 8.
Well, there you have it. So thank you so much for watching today and coming along with us on all our adventures. And I thought I had something else to say and I don't remember what it was. But I will be back on, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. Since we're going out. I know people like to see restaurant food. So maybe I'll come back tomorrow. I have a busy day tomorrow. We have church at 9:30. Then we're going out to brunch. I have to come home and make some Big Mac Sloppy Joes for Andrew to take back to school with him. And do a little bit of meal prepping of my own. And roast a chicken. Yeah. So, a little bit of a busy day. And then just get ready for my week. Oh, I'm off Monday. Heck yeah. I forgot. Doug's over there doing the happy dance because he's off Monday too. Andrew's not, Adam is. But anyway, so maybe I won't do much meal prepping tomorrow. Maybe I'll wait until Monday to do that. We'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you know anyone that would like my content, please share my channel. My goal is to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So I'm close. I'm about, I think, 350 away. So share the heck out of my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Oh, and I looked, and it was Laura Bauer from my Facebook group that recommended this recipe. So thank you, Laura. You just got a thumbs up from Doug too. And I really appreciate it. And all my things worked out fine. So my substitutions worked out with the birch benders and not the Kodiak, yada, yada. So we're all good. Have a great night, everyone. And thank you, as always, for all of your support.